had a tough time picking games this week.
This is a good week for Blazers basketball in the Western Conference, and coincidentally, how they all line up with all of these teams that are neck and neck. I love it.
Yeah, so they start off with the Celtics on Friday night. That's a home game. And then they go on the road the rest of the week. They play Oklahoma City on Sunday, New Orleans on Tuesday, and then a back-to-back against Memphis the next night on Wednesday. I picked the Blazers despite everything good I said about them, and this isn't a knock on me picking them this. I picked them to go 2-2 in this 4-game stretch. I think they're going to come back down to earth a little bit. You know, they were playing really well, and I think the team they are now is closer to the team we've seen over the past month than the team we've seen previously. But you're not going to win 13 games in a row all the time. They're not going to play that great the rest of the year. I think they bounce back tomorrow and beat the Boston Celtics here at home. I think it's going to be a grind-it-out type game. You know, they should have beat Boston last time they played them. Granted, Kyrie Irving didn't play in that game.
And he won't play in this game either.
Won't play in this game either. So, but they should have won that game. I think they do win this go-around. And the Thunder, they've owned the Thunder this year. But for some reason, Oklahoma City's playing better right now. They're playing best they've probably played all year. I think Oklahoma City's going to get the Blazers this time at home. I think it's going to be close, and it's a pivotal matchup in terms of the Blazers trying to lock up that 3 seed. If they beat Oklahoma City, that 3 seed, for the most part, is like locked up. Besides, you know, losing 8 of their last 10 games, the 3 seed is theirs if they beat Oklahoma City. But I think the Thunder and Russell Westbrook, I think all these games have been close between the two of them. I think this time Oklahoma City finally gets the win. The Pelicans, this was the game that I didn't question at all in terms of picking the Blazers to lose. The Blazers have not shown ability to stop whatever healthy big man is available for the Pelicans, whether it was DeMarcus Cousins earlier this year or Anthony Davis in the previous matchup. And I think Anthony Davis is once again going to be the difference maker. So I'm going to pick the Pelicans, and it's not worth talking about the Grizzlies. The Blazers win that one.
Yeah, they're no good. All right, so I have them. We're pretty close. I haven't beaten the Celtics, too. The Celtics are 4-4 in their last 8. They're banged up. They don't have Kyrie Irving. They're missing several other players as well. And I just think the Blazers are going to bounce back and win that game. I have them losing to the Thunder, too. I've been impressed by the way the Thunder are playing, and I think that I'm just going to give them the edge because they're at home. And those games have been close. I think those two teams are pretty evenly matched, so I went with the Thunder. I haven't beaten the Pelicans, and I went back and forth on that one. The Pelicans had that 10-game winning streak, and then they lost 4 or 5, and now they've won 3 in a row. A couple good wins, too, against the Celtics and the Pacers. But the reason I'm looking at that one differently is you made the point about how they haven't been able to stop Anthony Davis or DeMarcus Cousins, and that's right. But they had trouble with games like that earlier in the season where a star player would go off and they couldn't overcome it. But recently what you've seen from the Blazers is they've been able to overcome, not against the Rockets, but against the Warriors, for example. Kevin Durant goes off in both of their wins against the Warriors, and the Blazers were able to overcome. Against the Pelicans this season, Damian Lillard's been pretty bad. His shooting percentage is really, really low. He's, I think averaging less than 20 points a game against them. And Maurice Harkless is a different player now. And he makes a big difference for the Blazers. Against the Pelicans this season, he's averaging like 2 points a game on 20% shooting. I think that he's going to be a little bit better than that. So I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to give because of Harkless's emergence, I think Lillard will play better. And because of the Blazers' defense, I think that they're going to pull out that victory. And then they should beat the Grizzlies.
Well, it looks like you and I see eye to eye on this one. I was curious if we would have won a different way, but yeah, totally agree. The Celtics game should be a good one, should be entertaining at the Moda Center. I don't think they screw this up twice. With no Kyrie. I think they still remember what it was like to have Al Horford still the show there at the buzzer. I don't think that happens again. I think they beat the Celtics at home. Plus the Blazers are just really good at home. It's hard to win at the Moda Center lately.
Nurkic questionable for that game.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. And another thing, Damian Lillard's baby is coming.
That's true.
Anytime, so he could be out too.
Those guys are. I mean, Nurkic, they say it's a lower back strain.
Interesting.
Evan Turner's got the same thing, same designation, but probable.
That makes things a little more interesting. For
sure. Yeah.
And they came back on OKC just a couple of days ago, right? Or was it yesterday? To beat OKC. But I'm still taking the Blazers to win at home. This road trip super interesting to watch because of the standings and the implications in it. Because you mentioned they could totally shut the door on OKC with the 4-0 sweep for the season. But I'm with you. I don't think they can go 4-0 against OKC at home. And actually, the Thunder, they've been better at home than the Blazers have for the whole season. So that is not an easy game. They should be at full strength this time when they face them. So I just have. Maybe I'm a little too high on the Thunder, but I think that the Thunder are going to win that game at home. And yeah, the big fella, he just has his way, and I don't think the Blazers will have an answer for him. So,
but you think they're going to be able to overcome it?
No.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, yeah. They're beating the Pelicans. So.
Okay.
But yeah, and this was the game that kind of tore me up inside because I'm like, I could realistically seeing them go 2-2, and trying to put aside what they've done. The last 14 games is tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they go 3-1 this week. We're not even going to talk about the Grizzlies.
Man, if they go 3-1 this week, that 3 seed is all but locked up.
I think so.
And they I mean, if 50
they have
win,
they have the Thunder, I think 3 losses behind them in the loss column.
And the Blazers have the tiebreaker over them because they've already won 3 of the matchups this season. And I mean, if we think 50 wins is good enough, which I think it will be to get the 3 seed, they only have to go 6-5.
It's crazy.
The rest of the year, and that would require either the Pelicans or Spurs to finish 8-2 or better. I don't think either of those teams can do that down the stretch. And so they're in a really good spot right now. Like, that winning streak did so much for them. It took them from, battling 7th, 8th seed to put them in where you just have to play 500 ball the rest of the season probably to get the 3 seed. They could be a lot. I think they will be better than 6-5, but that's all they really need to do to get to 50 wins. And Jared talked about 50 wins like 2 weeks ago. Like, maybe if the Blazers win 50, we can consider Dame for MVP conversation. Well, now they only got to go 500 to get there.
And we thought this schedule would punish them.
Yeah.
And it's helped them.
Yeah. Because they're beating these.
Because they were beating
because of the wins.
They're beating them. Absolutely.
Guys,
the
it's
schedule
a lot of
down
fun.
the stretch you guys have been talking about is very tough as well. But given the cushion that you mentioned, Nate, even if they do go 5-6, they won't be hurt too bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is the home stretch.
Yeah,
I mean,
other
this
teams'
is like
schedules
the
are
toughest part.
tough down the stretch too.
Everyone's
kind
of playing. Everyone's kind of playing each other during the stretch. So that's why I say I don't see the Pelicans or Spurs because they both have to play like the Rockets and Warriors again, and they're having to play each other. But the only concern in terms for me is 7 of the last 11 are on the road.
Right.
So they've been absolutely great at Moda this year, and they've been good on the road for comparative NBA speaking. They've been good on the road, but that always adds a different dynamic to it as we close out the season.
Max, how do you think this week turns out for the Blazers?
I think it's I'm going to go 3-1, and I'm going to say the loss is against the Thunder.
Man, they're going to win that game now. Can I change my pick?
Yeah,
we're all picking them. They're going to win that game.
Well,
now.
one interesting thing about the Thunder is they picked up Corey Brewer, who is he's got the defense of a Roberson, but
a little more
offensively versatile, and he's Donovan was his former coach, and that fit has just been really good for them. So
he's made a big difference.
So we'll see about that. But
that's wild. Corey Brewer. Sighting.
Well,
turns around their season.
Well, when he was released or waived, the Blazers were supposedly one of the teams that called asking about bringing in Corey Brewer.
Should have picked him up just to stop the Thunder.
He scored 50 points in a game once.
Right.
It's crazy.
Claim to fame.
A few years ago.
He did.
Claim to fame. Just like mine's going to be winning the predictions. My claim to fame, winning Blazers 3-on-3 prediction.